Paul,
Nice.
that's a funny looking rake you got there, buddy. What are you doing?
There's a lot of dirt to sweep up here.
Yeah, it gets a little holy over here, but what's going on?
I couldn't find my rake, but this is doing a good job.
You know what? It looks pretty nice. It looks pretty solid.
Yeah.
I'll allow it these days. I'll allow it.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Well, friends, you're listening to Rockland Talk Radio, produced by Sharc Creative, made possible by Entergy Indian Point Energy Center. This is Paul Tappenden,
This is Paul Tappenden,
the Rockland Forager.
Yep.
This is Paul Tappenden. This is Mike Blakey. And we're going to show you what's growing right here in Paul's neighborhood.
Yeah.
We're not going to leave his front yard. Well, we're going to go to his backyard.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, it's the end of March, and spring has just begun, and now everything's popping up. Everything's coming through the ground. It's been wonderful.
And it seems you ripped it all out.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're revamping my whole front yard.
Rearranging.
Yeah, but I just walked around my own 2-yard, my little backyard, my little front yard, and I found about 30 different things growing that we can talk about. So we don't even need to leave my yard.
Well,
yeah.
Let's go show them, shall we?
Yeah, let's get started.
Let's go see what's growing.
Good.
Stinging nettle and comfrey.
All right, we made it to the backyard, Paul.
Yeah.
You tired?
I know it's a long trek,
Long driveway you got there.
Yeah, I know.
Well, what do we have here? What do we got growing?
Okay, so, as I say, I'm a forager. Everything I use in my cooking, or not everything, but many things I use in my cooking, I go out and I gather from the wild. But there's 2 plants I make sure that I always have growing in my yard for very good reasons. As I say, there's a story behind both of these. The first one here, this is stinging nettle. And I'll tell you about this in a minute. And this other plant right here is comfrey.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get back to the stinging nettle for the time being. So stinging nettle is good for many different things. At this time of year, people start to develop seasonal allergies. This is the solution.
Okay.
I make teas out of this. You just pick it and dry it, or even use it fresh. And it's recommended to sweeten it with local raw honey.
A little bit of honey.
The combination of the two apparently works so well. Well, not apparently, I know, because I recommended this to many people. I don't get the allergies, but I know many people who have. One of my friends in particular used to suffer really badly, and I recommended this. And after about a week, he came to me and said, I'm throwing away all my pills now. It's great.
So we can say a stinging nettle tea a day keeps the allergies away?
That's it.
Is that it? Is that the coin term now?
Yeah.
All right.
The main thing I've been finding out about this recently is that I've been doing a lot of research on different treatments for COVID.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was around many years ago, and they've over the years tried different solutions. One set of scientists have been exploring stinging nettle, had huge success with it. So, knowing that, I'm glad it's in my backyard. Now it becomes an essential part of my antiviral teas.
Yeah.
So
you don't have to travel far to get it.
Yeah, exactly. It's right out here. So it's good for that. It's good for many different things. It's like a panacea, Yeah, I use it in so many different remedies and cures. The other plant here, as I say, is comfrey. I was working and somebody knocked over a large unit, and it landed on my back and shattered my shoulder blade. And I went to the hospital, I got the x-rays, took them to the doctor, and he looked at it, he said, well, about 3 months in the sling, and then you can go into therapy, and within 6 months you'll have full mobility back.
And by the time you're...
Yeah, I'm saying 6 months, you're going to be kidding.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got stuff to do,
I'm
man.
a working man, So I came back here.
It's the working man blues.
I started gathering my comfrey. We made compresses out of it, and every day we'd put the compress on the shoulder. Within 2 weeks, I went back to the doctor, walked into his office. I said, how's this for mobility?
That same attitude.
He was blown away. He could not believe. He wanted to go into business. I said, you can't. It's a plant,
Yep. No, I've got the same story. I got hit by a car when riding my bicycle. Paul gave me some comfrey cream. A couple weeks of that, and it was back. I didn't go to a doctor. I just put my arms above my head. And I was happy.
Well, that's it. And I've recommended it to many people. It's been Very successful. Comfrey is a good plant. Stinging nettle, another good plant.
It is.
I always have to have these two around. Another really good plant is in our front yard. It's called Mugwort.
I was going to say, is it the name of your dog?
Yeah. It's called Mugwort, yeah. And, well, let's go look at it and I'll tell you all about it.
All right, let's go find some mugwort.
Yeah.
Mugwort.
And this, for me, is such a vital plant, I cannot tell you. That's called Mugwort. And the thing about Mugwort is that it's exceedingly high in magnesium.
Mm-hmm.
And it has the ability to drive that magnesium into your muscles. What I do with it is I make an infused oil. One of my biggest problems for several years now has been nighttime leg cramps. I looked for solutions and I could not find anything that would help until I discovered this. And now I feel any cramps coming on, if I feel any signs of cramping, I get my oil out, I rub it well into my legs, and I sleep the night like a baby.
Oh.
That is, you know, without the colic and the crying.
Didn't you once fill a bathtub with mugwort and then turn it into a jello mold?
I made a big pot of tea, and I poured it into a hot bath and I laid in it. I'm telling you, oh man, you feel so great afterwards. You get up and feel like,
Oh man.
So, but it's messy. It's messy. You know, it takes a time to make the tea, and then you got to clean the bathtub afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, and if you just want to go to bed and you're standing there half naked cleaning the bathtub out,
just drain the tub and fall asleep.
You're not feeling quite so relaxed at the end of it.
Yeah.
So I don't do that anymore. I just use the oil.
That was a one-night stand with the mugwort bath.
Yeah, but it works. You know, I mean, that's I can say it works.
Purple dead nettle.
Tell our listeners of Rockland Talk Radio about purple dead nettle.
Yeah, it's one of the earliest plants that appears. In fact, it's around all winter, but it's in a dormant state. But now that, you know, the warmer weather's here, it's all of a sudden popping up, and you can see it's flowering all over the place.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Like crazy, yeah. And the great thing about this particular plant is, again, it's a potent antiviral. During the late winter months when people are sick and need medicine, it's right here. It comes up all over in big patches. It's very much like stinging nettle in that it's good for seasonal allergies also. In fact, some people I know swear by it for seasonal allergies. I don't think it's as tasty as stinging nettle, actually, but nevertheless, I do make teas out of it.
You've been listening to Rockland Talk Radio, produced by Sharc Creative and made possible by Entergy, Indian Point Energy Center. If you like what you saw here, visit rocklandforager.com for more of Paul's adventures and information. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Sharc Creative, SHARC Creative, for more locally inspired stories, just like this one.